For the viewers who don't know, can you give us a brief summary of what Reddit is and how you differentiate yourself from other social media platforms?
Sure. So Reddit is basically home to thousands of communities that...
Speaking of buses and innovation in general, Elon Musk has said that there's a need for electric buses or mass transit solution. Is there any, do you have anything in mind to go green of sorts, or any plans for the future?
Yeah, absolutely. We look at that on a really regular basis.
Yeah, so I watched this epic MTV, My Crib style type of video of their new office. It's 150,000 square feet, and it's awesome because they have an ice cream parlor and an indoor basketball court. But you're not in Silicon Valley. You think of Google as having that type of thing. So what was your reasoning for staying in Utah?
Yeah, so look, we're not in Silicon Valley. We're in Utah, and it's where all the Silicon Valley folks come to visit when they want a vacation. So
Can I have your attention, please? We have a special visitor today, Tej. Why don't you speak to the team then and tell them that? It's just...
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Louder.
Can people hear me?
Yes, they can. Okay. 1,200 people can hear you.
Wow, this is amazing. So one of the questions for the interview was, is there any memory you had in high school that has stuck with you, or that it still impacts you today?
Well, that's a great message to the different people who work for Century 21. What's your advice for millennials or students in general?
I love working with young people, and in fact...
So, you were talking about going to stores. What's that like? Do you, do you notice, do people, or employees often recognize you, or is it interesting getting that unbiased insight if they don't? Or what's the atmosphere like?
Well, it's kind of funny. When I visit stores, sometimes they know I'm coming.
Yeah, it makes sense. Did people take you seriously as a 12-year-old, or what type of job did you do at the shoe department?
No, they didn't take me very seriously, but they recognized that I was the boss's kid, so people were nice to me.
Publishers can get revenue, but Forbes is on the cutting edge, and they're on the forefront, along with Wired magazine, that require people to turn off ad blockers just to even access the content. So what do you see as the future of revenue? Will it come from, turning off ad blockers, or are you starting to, get money from other sources?
Well, ad blockers simply underscore the drive for what we call commoditization of the web.
Is there something you wish the education system of today taught that it currently doesn't?
I think we become very technological and, related.
And, you have quite an impressive list of accomplishments. You have various product lines, how-to videos, a line at Target, a daily blog. You've written 3 books. You're a consultant, a keynote speaker. The list just never seems to end. How did you get started in this entire business? And, what was, your break?
Well, it's definitely been a long process.
Talking about VR, New York Times also had a huge NYT VR app. Yeah. It seems like it's going that direction. And Mike is not only innovating the types of journalism it has, but also advertising. Now you have branded content, sponsored content. It's a new type rather than just all banner ads. So is that something that's playing a key role in your...
Definitely, yeah. And look, brands are coming to Mike because we have a very...
A lot of students are becoming interested in pursuing tech entrepreneurship after college. So what is MIT doing to attract those students, since they might be good at math and science, but not necessarily interested in hardcore engineering?
Yeah, it is interesting about these perceptions, and I know we'll talk about them as we go through.
It's becoming easier and easier to have tech startups because everything can be done through the cloud. And so what is Stanford's opinion of people, students doing these bigger projects and having less time to have more extracurriculars?
Well, I think that's okay. Again, this has to do with intellectual vitality and passion.
One thing, if you put a finger on one aspect of your personality that has lifted you to national prominence, what would it be?
I think it's one of the things that I do is I engage in what's called a best-worst analysis.
One startup you're involved is Misfit Wearables. So what do you think is the future of wearables?
Well, here's how I think about it. I always look at a big market.
So now we're at our this or that segment. Would you rather have one wish granted today or 3 in 10 years?
One wish granted today.
Crushed ice or cubed ice?
Cubed.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Would you rather be able to read everyone's mind all the time or know their future?
Wow, that's a good one. Read their mind.
Would you rather win an Olympic medal or an Academy Award?
That's tough. I think I'd rather win an Academy Award.
Online shopping or shopping in a store?
Shopping in a store.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
CEO of any company other than Lyft? Are you going to say Uber? Just kidding.
No, definitely not, but good one. I might say Airbnb.
So our last question, coffee, tea, or smoothies?
Definitely smoothie. I'm not a caffeine, coffee, or tea drinker.